Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Rakwakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the mighty YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this found captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. And today's lesson, I want to talk about something that I've been kind of, it's kind of plaguing me, but at the same time, I'm actually happy. It's like I'm actually happy about it. And that's a weird statement to say, but let me better illustrate the comparison. Matthew chapter 26 verse 41, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Now, this verse, this precept perfectly describes how I'm feeling right now, because there is a thing. I have a gambling addiction. All right, let's just say that it's not for real money though, because I'm not. If I let my gambling addiction go, I would literally just be broke. Anyway, basically, I have an addiction, and basically what I said, because the thing is, Slakia, the thing about fasting is that fasting is not just about not eating food. It can be about a fasting for anything. I even done fasts for stuff that weren't food. I've done food fasts. I've done only drinking water fasts. I've done a gaming fast. I've done fast for but whatever thing that I felt like, because I can't think of anything else right now, but whatever thing that I have felt, okay, you know what, let me have a fast for this, I'm just gonna stop. And this next thing is just a whole gambling addiction, and I thought, like, okay, you know what, even though I like spending time doing this, and real money is not being put into, basically, even though real money is not being put into it, I just thought, okay, you know what, let me just go 1 month without doing this, and then I will, see how things go. And I don't know if you know how gambling works, or a gambling addiction, or even an addiction in general works, but it's kind of like you get that uncontrollable itch, like you're so used to doing that one same thing over and over again, like you have a fixation and a strong need and desire to do it, but yet you stop, but yet when you stop, then it's like, okay, well, it's like I need to go, just the same way, like, oh, I need to go get a cigarette, I need to go smoke a cigarette, let me go drink, let me go do whatever myself, okay? And I don't drink, I don't smoke any of that stuff. I just stick to, like, music has been a big thing, and all this other stuff, but we're focusing on my gambling addiction. So with my gambling addiction, I just thought, okay, you know what, I'm gonna try to go a whole month without doing that. Just focus on something else. And I'm not gonna lie, in the first week I've already been suffering greatly, all right? But at the same time, even though I'm suffering, I really want to go do it. Like I have that itch, okay? And obviously I'm not suffering. Slocky, that's an over exaggeration. I'm not suffering. It's not that serious. All it is just that I want to go and do it. But at the same time, the funny thing about that is that I feel in my spirit, on the spiritual side of things, I feel the divide of me telling myself, hey, just go do it. Like, I want to do it. I really want to do it. I really like doing that. I love the thrill. Maybe I'm gonna get lucky. Maybe I'm gonna get something good. All right. Maybe I'm gonna win. All right. And then on the flip side of it, I'm over here thinking on my spiritual side, wow, I finally realize, I finally see the divide between the flesh and the spirit. Call that I actually did this, and the YAHAWAH, I'm actually able to make that committed dedication of sticking to this fast. All right, so like that's again, like, it's like this perfectly shows this, because that's how my mind was thinking. Matthew 26 verse 41, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So your flesh is going to say, oh, I want to do that, I need to do that X, Y, and Z. Okay, it might not be like a crack addiction or something like that, where you're fiending for it and you're going to suffer through withdrawals. Obviously I'm not suffering through any withdrawals from that, but for me, I do want to do it, but at the same time, it's not to a point where I'm gonna go killing anyone or attacking someone or going crazy for not doing it. Like, it's not something that it's literally, it's just gambling. Like, who actually cares? But at the same time, you know, my spirit is telling me, you know what? Yeah, you really don't need that. Just wait until the month passes, and then you can. And then you can, you know, go back to gambling, and maybe, and then all that the accumulation you can go and use it at all the time of it accumulating, you can use it then, all right? And then it's like, okay, so yeah, that's no big deal. That's no problem. Like, that's good. But again, it's like, I still have that fleshly desire. I saw that fleshly desire of, okay, yeah, well, I want to do this. I clearly want to do this. This is a hobby that I've gotten used to doing, and you know, I want to be able to do it, but I'm limiting myself. All right. So yeah, that was just something that I wanted to kind of make a lesson out of, because this is applicable to literally anyone. Anyone can be going through the same thing, and we all need to actively take the time to do a fast ourselves, okay? Where if you feel like something is getting in the way of your relationship with YAHAWAH, okay, let's say maybe you have a gambling addiction, maybe you have a smoking addiction, maybe you have a drinking addiction. Gradually take a day. If you don't do it daily, take a day. You know, let me not drink any alcohol. Let me not smoke any cigarettes, smoke weed or whatever. I don't know what what people do. All right, you know, and then just take that time to be like, okay, you know what? Let me just limit myself. Let me restrict myself, and then as you can, gradually make it bigger and longer, like a week or maybe a month. Okay, I think a month is. For non-food stuff, I think that's like the most reasonable thing. Like, if you have a gambling addiction or something like that, and you feel like you need to take a step back from something, then that's when, you know, that I think, speaking as a man, I feel like a week or a month is a good way to take a step back and examine yourself. But to each their own, and I can't really say what the best course of action for each and every person. Slakia. So yeah, that's just on you. You know, try your spirit to see what you need, what would be best for you. Continuing on, Romans chapter 8 verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groaning which cannot be uttered. So basically, the Holy Spirit is going to go out of its way to say, okay, yeah, we need this, we need that, and whatnot. And the Spirit is going to say things that's going to be contrary to what our flesh says. Okay, like as I said, you know, if you have a gambling addiction, yeah, you might say, oh yeah, I want to gamble, but then the Spirit's going to say, no, don't gamble, that's bad for you, or don't smoke, whatever, depending on the person, you know, that's bad for you. Okay, where, you know, you're going to have to try to be more harmonious with your spirit and try to appease the spirit rather than trying to appease the flesh, as it says, as we read in Matthew 26 verse 41, you know, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So the flesh is going to be the one to fall into temptation, but the Spirit is the one that's going to be telling you, don't do that, be strong. All right. And now continuing on in Romans 8 20 verse 27, and he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahweh. It's basically like the same way we will need the same way we will need certain things. The Lord was going to go out of his way to put the Spirit on us to ask for whatever we need rather than whatever we want. Because again, we might want to certain things. We're like, oh, I really want to win in the thing, but in the gambling stuff. But instead, you what's the word? You take a step back and the Lord guides you to another avenue rather than that avenue that you wanted, that you sought out. All right, call him YAHAWAH. Now, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And also, let me also get this. I've never seen that advertisement in my life. First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There has no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. And that's the thing where if you're given, if you're put in a situation where, oh well, I really want to smoke a cigarette, I really want to fall into the temptation of my addiction, the Lord's going to make a way so that you won't have to do that. You can just relax, or you can show your discipline and self-control in rejecting that temptation or that moment of weakness in you, so that you can and Slaki, that's the thing where for me, it even though I want to do the thing, I still in my mind it's two separate conflicting things, not in a sense of like schizophrenia or anything like that, but it's just in a sense of carnally I want to do it, but spiritually I know I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to try not to do it, and the fact that I acknowledge the spiritual and the carnal side of things is a beautiful thing, because it goes to show, number one, that this is a spiritual battle that we are fighting against, okay, as well as the fact that this is the thing that's making us more drawing us closer to the Lord Yahawadah. All right. Now, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. Where again, the battles that we're facing are not usually carnal, okay, even though this is a carnal desire, but it is a spiritual battle in the sense of you battling with your flesh battling with your spirit on whether you're going to do something that is either that may be detrimental, or it's not necessarily detrimental, but it is getting in the way of you building your relationship with Yahawadah, or maybe it is just something that you are better off not doing. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Okay. So once again, our fleshly bodies might be weak. Our fleshly bodies might give in, but or it's like you might want to give in. All right, but our spirit is what's keeping us afloat. With our spirit is what is through the intercession of Yahawadah and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is helping us to stay afloat. All right, and we will have our reward for that. All right, so yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to make this lesson because I thought, even though even though I was struggling with my own little fast, which I'm not trying to make this, I think this is a good chance for edification, is not to make myself seem great or anything like that, but I just want to be able to give the example, I'll give the lesson out so that someone else could know, this, the temptation that you're going through for whatever you may be struggling with, you can go through it as well. I mean, you might be going through it as well. You can take my example, all right? Take my example and learn from it, and maybe do the exact same thing in whatever you're doing. That's not just, it's not exclusive to eating food, which that's just a health benefit if you choose to fast for food, but you could be fasting from literally anything, okay? Playing games, smoking weed, all that stuff. Take a week, take a month off. Don't do that, and then I try to find an improvement to your life, and be more locked in the spirit with YAHAWAH. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, Ba'ashem, Rakwakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, above the ball, and Shalom.